All right, so in this video, want to discuss exactly how recruiting and staffing works. For those of you that are brand new to the concept and idea and are thinking about opening up your own recruiting agency or staffing agency, let's break it down real quick. Really recruiting 101 here in this video. So in its simplest form, there's tons of companies out there right now that really need help identifying and hiring very good talent. And some of these companies have HR departments, maybe even internal recruiters on staff, but don't let that stop you because the hiring managers, the hiring authorities at these companies will still want to use people like us who are third party recruiting agencies to help them fill roles. Because typically, when a hiring manager has a new position to fill, they need to exhaust all their resources, and it's their main goal to get somebody in that seat as soon as possible, because every day that goes by that somebody is not in that seat is costing them money, right? So don't let the idea of a company having an internal recruiting team scare you. That should not stop you from communicating with companies and hiring managers and marketing to them and helping them fill their positions. All right. So let's break it down. Companies need help finding good talent, and you are the matchmaker. You're the person who's going to find that talent for them. All right. And then when you do that, the way you make money is pretty simple. You can do direct hire. So let's jump into the four types of models or structures with recruiting and staffing. So when I say recruiting, traditionally that means like headhunting or direct hire, where you would identify a candidate for a client and bill a percentage of that candidate's salary. So if the company wants to pay a project manager, for example, $100,000 annual salary, you're going to bill 25%, usually between 20 or 30% is industry standard. So let's just say you bill 25%, you're going to make $25,000 when you place that project manager with the company, the client. Okay, that's direct hire. The second form is called engage search, and that's where you also do direct hire, so 25% of salary. However, in this scenario, you're going to collect a small fee from your client up front before you do anything. So once you agree in terms and conditions and the client wants to hire you to help them fill the role, the project manager, you're going to say, great, 25% of salary. The client says, fantastic. Oh, by the way, Mr. Manager, we do collect a small engagement fee up front of $2,500 in order to commence on the search for you. That just shows us that you're serious about making this hire, that we're the only recruiters that are going to work on this for you right now. And it just gives you skin in the game to know that once we start working on this requisition for you, that after a few weeks or a month, you're not going to tell us that this requisition is no longer valid, or that you hired another recruiter to fill the position, or that you promoted somebody internally. So it just protects our time, our recruiter's time, and just shows that your sense of urgency is there. So we'll go ahead and collect that $2,500. You can wire the funds to us today or tomorrow, and then we'll start the search. And here's the best part, Mr. Manager. That $2,500 is refundable to you on the first invoice. So when we secure the project manager for you, we're going to go ahead and refund you that $2,500. I love the engage search model. It just shows more loyalty from your client. It helps you fill the role faster, and you get a little cash injection into your business, which will help you allocate those dollars towards sourcing and finding the right candidates for your client. Okay. The third one is called contract staffing. And that's like if you heard of temp placement, that's when you're going to place a temp employee at a company and bill them by the hour. So let's say a company needs to hire like an executive admin, and you're going to pretty much pay that executive admin like $20 an hour. And then you're going to bill your client maybe $30 or $35 an hour. And that's how you make money, right? So the money in between that $10, $15 margin on a 40-hour work week is how you make money on a contract staffing model, okay? Very lucrative. It's almost like having rental properties and being a landlord around your city and being able to collect checks every week. But in this instance, you're getting paid every hour, right? So the more contract employees you have on payroll, you're making money every hour on them while they're working at the company site, and you're managing the payroll essentially. So really good model, but there are some barriers to entry with that model. You do need workers' compensation, general liability insurances. So it's a little more cost prohibitive in the beginning if you're on a tight budget to get that structure set up. My advice is to do direct hire first, and then make a few placements, maybe get like $20,000, $30,000 in the door, and then allocate some of those profits towards setting up your staffing structure. The final model is called performance-based search or retained search, very similar to how attorneys would charge, where they would collect a fee up front from you before they do anything. So same thing here. You're going to charge a direct hire fee of 25%. However, you're going to collect a third of that upfront on day one before you do anything. The second third would be due once you submit at least 2 to 3 candidates to the client. And the final third payment would be due when your candidate starts working on day one. All right. That's a really great way to bill. It just values your time and you're not working for free. There's so many free recruiters out there that work on contingency where, you'll meet a client, they'll give you a work order and you're working on good faith. And a lot of times these clients will ghost you. They don't remember who you are because you're getting hit up by so many recruiters. So I like to teach performance-based search to my membership base. It's a really great way to make a ton of money and to also get money in your bank account on day one before you do anything. Okay, so that's how the recruiting staffing model works. And those are the 4 ways of breaking it down.